Hello everyone, Lily here. Welcome back to my channel. And today I thought I would do another installment in my deck collection review. Although the decks I am putting up here today are ones that I'm actually getting rid of. And I just thought I'd share why and which decks they are. So there's not really a theme to these decks. I have some mass market, I have some indie decks, and well, I'm getting rid of them for one reason or another. So I'm gonna start with the one that's on the table right now, and that's the Greer. So here are the backs, and the reason I'm getting rid of this deck is I can't say I warmed up to it all that much. Someone coined the word porn stash at some point, and having grown up in the 70s, which to my mind, you know, wasn't the prettiest of decades, especially fashion-wise. And honestly, I don't really care for the reminder. You know, bell bottoms were ugly then, and they're ugly now. But I know a lot of people like this deck, but like I said, if I'm gonna go for a deck to read from, I actually just go back to another deck that I have, either the Rider-Waite-Smith or something else like the Robin Wood, which I also like and I have in my collection. So there's the Greer. The next one is what is called the Farber deck, which is a bridge size deck of what's called the Enchanted Tarot. That deck originally, when it was published, the Enchanted Tarot was in a larger, the card size were a lot bigger, and at some point they decided to issue this one deck, and these are the backs. And look at my hand, you know, it's a perfect size, and it's actually borderless. I don't know why this deck is demanding such high value. From what I've seen on eBay and Tarot Marketplace, it's catching quite a fair price. Me, at the time, I paid $23 for it, and that was in the, I'd say, mid to late 90s. Even though I've had this deck for a long time, and one of the reasons why I bought this deck, it's because I'm a fan of fiber art, and there's a lot of fiber art that was used to create this deck. I just can't read with it. I find the images are too static. They're actually quite pippish. And when it comes to the swords, I actually think they all look the same and can't get anything out of them. It's a pretty deck. Perhaps the size doesn't do justice to the detail. But yeah, I don't use it. I don't think I ever will. I'm not even interested in getting the larger size. So it is going. Next one is the French version of Past Lives by Doreen Virtue and Brian L. West. And this one, it fell into my hands at some point when they were still available. As you can see, I've never used it because I'm not exactly sure how to go about reading for past lives. And since then, I've actually acquired, I think I have another deck that does a better job than this, has more cards, has more options. And, you know, what more can I say? I'm actually interested more now in trying to use the tarot to read into past lives or doing ancestor work than using these cards. Another deck here by Doreen Virtue is Life Purpose cards. Here are the cards. I have mixed feelings on using cards for finding your purpose. I find actually this card, not this card, but this deck has 44 cards. And then you have cards that might be involved with a purpose, but others that aren't really. So I think that, you know, it says 44 cards. I mean, talk to your angel. How is this useful for finding your purpose? Apart from, I mean, getting insight. And having gone myself through career counseling at some point in my career, I find using a deck like this could be kind of simplistic. You know, you could be, like, take this card for example, you can be into music, you could be a good musician, but, you know, there's a lot of careers in music apart from being a musician, but, you know, how would you drill down from that? So anyway, this is why I will not be keeping this deck. I think this is going to be the last mass market deck in this video here, and it's this one here, which is Farben der Engel. People, look at this. It's a huge deck. And what this deck is about is actually Soma bottles that the creator of this deck, she would take a bottle, shake it, and then take a picture. And this is the result. There is a guidebook in German, but there's a PDF available that was translated. And a lot of the language used for this deck is, you know, divine guidance from your angels, which I didn't find particularly useful. At the same time, I think you could probably use the books, or Soma books, to get a sense of what each bottle means. And, well, that is not for me. It's a beautiful deck. I don't use it. It's gone. And along with that is the Soma deck. Here is another chunky deck. And these are with the bottle backs. And like the other deck previously, this isn't in the deck, unlike the other one. But it's all related to the Soma bottles. And the thing is it's a system I've come to the conclusion that I will never study, that I will never get around to learning. And I actually don't really like the art in this deck, and there's a lot of symbolism that's not really explained in the guidebook. that we had to buy separately. Although, you know, it's kind of pretty, and it always matches the bottles on the back. But like I said, you know, like the other deck, I don't use it. I don't plan on learning or work, you know, spending time on learning it. And this is that. So, out the door. The next one is the Chakra Healing Tarot by Melamir Logan. I've already made a video on this deck, and you know, I wasn't shy about saying that I didn't like it and why I didn't like it. So, but this is basically just another confirmation that it's going. The associations don't really make sense to me. I know they're related to the Tree of Life. And what is lacking is really the guidebook. The guidebook is just a series of affirmations, is what it is, you know, except for the basic meaning of, you know, basic meaning of the cards. The colors are all set up by numerology, which makes it confusing. You know, this is like violet is blue. They're all blue, which makes it kind of difficult to differentiate. So, that is gone. Next one is Pocket of Pears. This is another one of those decks that I backed on Kickstarter. I liked what I was seeing. And it's another one where, you know, I'm getting rid of it because the guidebook was useless as far as I'm concerned. You know, you have, you know, this card features all kinds of people, and there's hardly any explanation on why this person represents the card. So it makes me wonder why bother. As well as, you know, this is nice though. But a lot of the cards don't really convey the message of the card. So there you have it. This one is going. This was another deck, a Kickstarter, I think it was at the time, that I was looking so forward to, because, well, it's botanical, it's herbs, I'm into herbs, and it's always nice to get a product that, you know, that features something you're interested in. So these are the backs. And the thing about this deck is that you know, for this deck to be useful for me, I'd have to learn all the meanings by heart, which doesn't appeal to me. Carrot for the 7 of Crops. I don't know. I can't see what that means. I have no idea what it means unless I go read the guidebook. And you know what? That's the fun of tarot, is you learn symbols, you learn how to use a deck. I mean, if this was the only deck I would work with for the rest of my life, yeah, I'd bother. But the thing is we don't. So these are some of the, I don't remember the suits. Like I see now, you know, the trees are the major arcana. You know, the thing is although I know this, but the thing is not everybody does, but hawthorn is medicine for the heart. So it does make sense that it's for the lovers. But I'm not even sure if I read. Let me go back. I'm just going to read here in the guidebook because I'm curious now. I haven't looked at it in a long time. The lovers, hawthorn. Keyword, love, sexuality, choice. The hawthorn is the tree of love and fertility. It was used traditionally for wedding torches, marriage crowns, and maypoles. The Irish Ogham alphabet links the tree with relationships, and some magic practitioners say the energy of the tree is helpful with communication and clearing the air. There you go. Keywords. That, anyway. And the last deck on my list to go for now is the Sakki-Sakki Tarot. And this is actually quite a fun deck in a way. I just never reach out for it. I already have other decks that I tend to reach for more. Actually, the other day when I was going through my collection, I've actually seen, I have actually several decks that are into this whimsical artwork that I've noticed that I don't need to keep them all. Although this was already, I had already decided to divest myself of this one. I mean, you know, it's a decent deck. It's just that, in a way, I think I've outgrown it. And it's time to let it go. And that was all the decks that I'm getting rid of at this time. And I'm not sure when I will be putting them up for sale. You know, I'm thinking probably in the next month, as I will be busy in the next couple of weeks. That will prevent me to monitor any sales, so I decided I might as well wait, and that will be it. So I hope you liked this video, and I'm gonna stop it here, and until next time, have a good day.